this much health in free for all, whatever. I haven't done that yet.
Yeah, I finished that one the other day. Oh my god, 3 months later, man. 3
Yeah.
million health. Golly.
But I will say at the same time, those daily tasks and those weekly tasks, my wife loves those because like it takes her like 10 games to get those 15 kills with Aletta.
Oh, right now, all right.
Hey.
Hello.
Hey.
Yeah, where do I even start? Yeah, my tablet, golly. Where do I even start? Okay, so basically, the version I was playing on was not booting on my iPad. So every time I tried to load into the game, it instantly crashed me out. And I tried like 3 different accounts. I tried the previous updated version. It was a complete doozy. So after about an hour of trying my iPad, I just tried to get it on my phone, and that also didn't work. So my wonderful mother had let me borrow her phone to play this tournament. So mom's phone really comes in clutch sometimes. But man, when it worked, it was so big, so good.
Mom coming in with the clutch.
Yeah, honestly. So I mean, I'm glad I got to play in the end. I know it was a rough situation. I mean, there are a lot of people coming into my chat, and I'm like, man, what do you want me to do about it? I literally can't even boot the game. But it got figured out in the end. That's all that matters. I'm happy. Yeah. I understand that. Emulator also didn't work. Obviously, I didn't really want to play on emulator just because to make it fair. But if it ended up working, that would have been great. But obviously, I did end up playing on my phone, so I'm glad it was a even playing field for everyone. That's all that really matters in the end. But I mean, I completely understand their gripes with emulator, even if I do have all my aim assist turned off. Yeah, I mean that is true. I No, Wasim did really well. I think my role in the tournament was just to support Wasim. I told them the comps. I told Wasim a couple jump spots on Aletta just to make his job a little easier, and he did the rest. He really did so well. I couldn't have asked for a better teammate, honestly. And Lex too. Lex on the Jabali, he just had the timings down. He knew how to play it. I couldn't have asked for better teammates, honestly. I'm glad they were putting in their work.
Ro- Rodeo's role was to make me focus him, and then when I focus him and kill him, then I die from Wasim. So I mean that's what it was. So it's pretty much just like a 2v2 stream, 2v2 YouTube All Star battle. Oh yeah, so Kazama's definitely he's my favorite to play because he's just so much fun. Being able to just use that first ult, like just fly all the way across the map, it's epic. Especially when you land a kill on that and just team wipe. So much like our crossroads, you can like first spawn in, boost in the air, and just go all the way across the map. But it's just so much fun with him. But I mean, I definitely I think Hua Ling is the best player for me right now because she's just so versatile. That's why I've just been playing her so much. But which one were you? Who did I play in that last match? You know?
It was Hua Ling, right?
Oh, that's why. Yeah. I mean, double shields is really hard with Kazama, like really, really hard.
Yeah, that's why I respect the T3GOD Kazama. I knew what he can do, so I just told him to play both the shields, and it's really hard for him to put any value in because the passive is super strong. Oh yeah, sorry. The passive with Kazama is super strong, so I mean, just the double shields, just completely not allowing him to actually get his shot back over and over again. It's so good. It even against Hua Ling, double shields is pretty strong. You can just rush
Yeah,
her
for
down and
sure.
stop it.
And I was thinking I was going to go Victor, but that would have been like, I mean, that would have been a good counter, but I just don't know if like, I don't know, it would have been hard. It would have been hard. Double shields is a really good comp.
Mhm. It definitely does. I saw that, yeah. Really good on control. On control, I just told him to go up top, and because we're playing 2 really tanky tanks, you literally just walk straight to point, and you have to kill the tank on point, which makes it a lot easier or a lot harder for, especially I think TDR was on Kazama as well, so it's gonna be a struggle for him.
Dude, he was so awesome, man. I'm not even joking. Like, he was one of the coolest dudes. I mean, this dude's like, famous YouTuber or whatever from Brawl Stars, and he's just like just down to earth. Like, I mean, he was willing to learn anything I told, like, was teach him and stuff. He's like, oh yeah, like I'll do that. Like in game, he'd be doing that in the tournaments and stuff. He was a really cool dude. And then after, he even reached out to me. He was just like, hey, if you ever need any help in the future, like, I'm here, man. I was like, that, yeah. I mean, it's just huge being able to just play with all those guys.
Kyra's such a nice guy. I love him. Been watching him since 2014. Such a great guy.
And he's awesome, and I love his intros and stuff too. Whenever he like gets going.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely, I mean, like, no one was trash, like, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't want it to come off harsh, but, I mean, the game is relatively complex, and no one did bad, or there was no everyone did their work. Hyros was really good on Christina, my teammates did the work. I mean, I guess the only thing, I wish, could have been done is, top player on each team just to make it fair, but I understand that TapTap has, limiting space restrictions, so I understand it, but it would have been nice to see.
And plus, they got more famous YouTubers or whatever to get more views out there for everyone too as well.
For
Makes
sure.
sense.
Yeah, I understand they can only have 4 teams. It's 12 players, so 10 people. But there was I feel like I guess a couple of the teams were just a little lopsided, and that's just kind of how it's gonna be when put two top players get put on 2 teams.
And then also shout out to you were saying this earlier. Shout out to my wife again, T3GOD. So she's
Yes.
never played an FPS before ever in her life, mobile game or anything like that. At first, in the very beginning, she was like walking into walls, had no idea what she was doing. I mean, she's at least getting a couple kills a match now. I mean, doing better. She's working her way up. She's trying. But yeah, but it's definitely a good game for any newcomer to pick up. I mean, she's never been a gamer, but she loves T3.
Well, let's see.
Okay, I think it's working now. Hopefully.
Yeah, your audio isn't getting picked up.
Can everybody hear me now?
Let's see. I think maybe. Tell Lazy we can't hear him on YouTube. Okay, Ryder's seeing it. Yeah, it's working. We're good.
Okay, great. Tell us a little bit more about your experience throughout the tournament. I mean, it's an all-stars tournament. It's definitely one of the most high-profile tournament that we've done so far. And Rodeo, you yourself have hosted a tournament during early access. Tell us a little bit more about both of you. Tell us a little bit more about your experience with this tournament in general, and what do you see the future of tournaments for T3 Arena might look like.
I mean, obviously, there were some hiccups here and there, but my experience for the last 2 matches I played, it was some of the most fun and like some of the most intense games I think I've ever played in my entire life. Not of just T3 Arena, but I mean anything, because of just I guess how much was on the line. It was just so fun listening to the commentators after the fact. So fun seeing the chat and just the support. It was really nice just seeing everybody cheering on, and I don't know. It was a great experience. I mean, I guess I could go in depth in it, but I'll try and keep it brief.
How about T3GOD? How about you?
I honestly wasn't expecting as good of competition as we had. Like the first game, I was like, okay, we got this. It's gonna be easy. And then like they started learning as they kept playing. Like every game started getting better and better and closer and closer. It's like, wow, like what's going on here? Like we got to the payload escort, and we're like, oh my gosh, we're getting scared here for a little bit because they were ahead of us for like 20%. We had to come back and kill them. Like each team was just getting better as they played, and I guess that's kind of what I'm expecting in the future of just T3, just extremely competitive games, like high level player tournaments and stuff like that. Because that just makes the game, a lot more fun. Just having really competitive games like that, where every game's like close, like that final championship. Those last 3 games, those were awesome.
Yeah, that last
and that clash match on Pinata was awesome too.
Every single one of those games, it was so good. Yeah. I mean, it was one game, another game, and then the final match. TDM game was close. The Clash game was like neck to neck. And I mean, even the last game, as y'all could see, was literally right on the edge. What a good series! Like I could not ask for better content.
You know what? It's interesting that at the very beginning, when T3 Arena, the project of T3 Arena was kind of raised and moved forward, it was originally supposed to be a game that's easy to play. So it's kind of like the main point for the game. And then when it went through development, it kind of got a little bit from the easy to play category and become a little bit more, not as easy to play as we imagined it in the past. And then now it's kind of like right in the middle between something like Apex or PUBG on mobile, and then something like Brawl Star. It kind of like falls in between the two categories. I'm not sure if you agree or not.
Well, I mean, I think Apex and COD Mobile are more mechanically intensive and just more aim dependent. But I think T3 Arena in general, it's easy to be a decent player, but it's definitely a whole nother thing to like be on a different level and actually be able to perform with the other top players. That's its whole other thing because this game is mostly just game knowledge, predicting what the enemy will do and what their team will do than it is aim. So I mean, I really appreciate that. So much more, mind games and brain game than it is who can hit every single exact shot at this exact moment. That might not be for everyone, but personally, I have a background in Overwatch, so I really, really enjoy that aspect of the game.
T3GOD,
for sure.
I
It's
remember
kind of like
you.
Overwatch.
You too. I remember you have background in Overwatch.
Yeah, definitely. It's kind of like Overwatch. It's like you don't have to have like perfect aim. I mean, you could be playing Jabali. It's all about just game sense at that moment. It's all about where everyone is, when you can throw your shield up, when you can push. If they're low, you're going to push. If you have your teammates behind you throwing out damage, you want to throw your shield up, that kind of thing. And you're not just sitting there like you're going to do in like COD Mobile or Apex, where you're just going to either be going in and out of a corner shooting, or you're just going to be running at someone shooting with whatever. You have to play it more strategically based on your abilities than just you're just going to be shooting them and everything.
Tell us more about your favorite character in the game and how you would approach the character and why you like the character in general, and any tips for our viewers out there.
You go first, T3. I need to think about this one.
All right. So my favorite hero is definitely Kazama. So the best I think, with like Wah, because she's really good right now. But I definitely think my favorite is Kazama, just because I love that smile he's got in his little, you pull him up, you select him on the hero screen. The little smile is awesome. But I mean, he's just so fun to be able to just fly above them. And like sometimes they just have no idea where you are. You're just raining down. It's just super fun. And his first ultimate, I like the second ultimate lately because one of my guys at our club, he told me to start using that control and payload and everything. I really like that. I just started using that about a week ago. But definitely his first ultimate's a lot more fun to use because you can just fly across the map and just hit someone in the head. And then you just hit him with the rocket and they're instantly dead. I mean, he's awesome. And I love his voice lines too. He sounds like the snowman from Frozen. I forgot what his name is.
Olaf, bro. He sounds like Olaf, man. I don't know. Yeah, you pulled out the second ultimate on us in the tournament. I did not expect that at all. Like,
I was thinking double shields. That's the best thing you can do for double shields.
Yeah, definitely. Did work. Well, I mean, I think my favorite heroes would probably have to be either Aletta or Gloria. I think I'm better at Aletta, and Aletta's just better in general. But Gloria was my first main. It was the first hero I really played in this game, and I was beating a lot of top players on him. So I think I just have a little connection with Gloria. And I'm gonna have to stick with her my entire time playing this game. Also, she has a cowboy hat and she has a cowgirl skin. Like, and my name is Rodeo. So like, how can I not enjoy a good cowgirl? Like, she's just too good. I love Gloria.
What?
And if I had to pick a strong second, it would be Labula because she is just too cute. You can't. and she's just different too. There's no one anywhere in the game like that.
True.
Yeah, and after the buff, I feel like it becomes more viable again to use.
Exactly. Rodeo and Ares on our club is playing a lot more Labula. Or Labula, however y'all say it. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a couple of hidden strats with Labula that I don't think a lot of people have figured out, but he's actually a really good counter to tanks. You just use your second ult on him, turn him into frogs. It's over.
Broccolis.
The buff helps too a lot.
Yeah, for sure. That buff is awesome.
I know. Excited for the JJ buff too.
So
go ahead, Lazy.
I'd like to also talk about more about the future of tournaments in T3 Arena. Definitely, you guys both have a little bit of experience in tournaments. How do you see the tournament scene of T3 Arena go? How do you think we can grow this community together? And for tournaments, what would you expect? And what advice would you have for new tournament organizers or people who want to join the tournaments in the future?
Shoot, that's a tough one. I mean, keep practicing. The game is obviously in an early state, so if you want to actually join, or you actually want to know how to organize a tournament, I think you should understand how the game works first. And that will really help you put in rules in place. I think the community guidelines are also a really good way to start for other organizations trying to make tournaments, and they really need to get in contact with top players on opinions on what like things should be banned, on what bugs there are, exploits that shouldn't be allowed. But I really hope that more tournaments like what we saw on Friday come up, because that was just a super fun experience. I really enjoy seeing the face cams and the players. I really hope we get to see more teams. I know a lot of really strong teams are coming up in the scene. So if we get a community tournament come up with the same production value as that would just be so much fun for everyone involved. Especially if T3 Arena, like the official T3 Arena team, is helping back us. It's just that would be so fun for the community.
Right.
What do you think?
Yeah, I definitely second that. And one more thing I'd like to add too, I would like to see the tournament organizers like have polls of what they would like to see the most from the community, like what game modes and stuff like that. Like, everyone can vote on which game mode could be game 1, game 2, game 3. That way, that whatever the community wants them to play is what they would play.
Oh, regarding this, I have one question. So, what do you think is the single most competitive mode right now in the game?
Payload escort, I think so.
You think escort? I think team deathmatch.
Yeah, one of the two.
I think escort has the most potential for being competitive, but right now, because of how the matchmaking works, it can be hard to find consistently good teams. But I feel like if you're queuing team deathmatch at 1,000 plus, you'll run into some really good teams over and over again. There are a lot of clan 3 stacks that I see in team deathmatch, especially at over 1K. But I think escort definitely has the most potential just with how the game mode is played.
Are we talking the most competitive when you're queuing, or most competitive if you're going like a tournament or like in a scrim or something?
I'd say in a tournament. How about like if you have both teams of really good players?
So I think escort for that, because that's what we normally do for all our scrims. And it's really fun. Like it's super competitive. The only downside to escort right now, if I had to say one downside, defense has a little bit of an advantage because it's a lot harder on offense to push it all the way at the end there.
Yeah, I definitely think that could be more of a map thing, though, just because how the first map is designed. So maybe if we see other escort maps come into the game, maybe we can see the defense and attacker advantage swap, or hey, maybe it's just completely fair.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I liked Overwatch had so many different maps and stuff like that. So it's just switch every time. Like that's what I'm wanting to see in T3's future. All the different maps and cool different control maps, TDM, all that kind of stuff. Especially escort. I love escort. I think it's my favorite game mode.
I can't say anything, but you have a really good point. You have a really good point.
There's a hint.
So
you're looking bright.
When we are talking about banning heroes in tournaments or in game in general, which heroes do you think you would ban? Most likely ban in any given match right now.
Rodeo, you ready, Rodeo? You ready? 1, 2, 3,
Hualing, baby, let's go. Yeah, no, I mean it generally goes with the flow. Usually ban heroes based on who we're playing against if we know them, but right now Hualing is in a very, very strong state, and not a lot of players have really figured out how to counter, or should I say no players have really figured out how to counter. So maybe I think that is usually what a ban is, but I don't know. New heroes are probably just would be auto banned in tourneys, but that's just what I did for my first one. I mean, obviously the rules could change, but I'd rather give players more time to learn and experience the heroes. But ban Hualing, otherwise ban Hualing.
Yeah, I'm always the type of person that if I'm playing someone who can't one shot, I'm always going to ban the one shot heroes like Assassin thing, just because I don't want that to happen to me when I'm playing. Like, as a Judex, a Osas should almost always kill you. I feel like if they're like if you have even skill, because they're going to get one shot before you can get that second long range shot on.
Yeah,
So I
definitely.
would always ban like Osas and Hualing if I was playing like Judex or Scotty.
Yeah, because the game is 3v3, there's a lot just more value on getting picks, and if you die, that's a lot bigger deal than it would be in like a 5v5 or even a 6v6. So the one-shot characters are super strong, and if someone's super good on Osas or Hualing, even Judex, it can just be very, very scary.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like a lot of long range heroes are very strong in general because the maps are medium or small sized, and if you find a very good spot, you can just get to them and kill them very easily. But for
Definitely.
melee, yeah, you go first.
I think a lot of people haven't learned Victor yet either. I think Victor is so slept on, man. Like on certain maps, Victor with a chemist, even an Iris, even without a healer, Victor can just be really dominant at just controlling a radius of area. Otherwise, you just get
Hmm.
charged in. So I think once people, the game gets more popular, more people start learning the meta. I think the meta is just going to shift slowly over time. The beauty of this game that it's really well balanced, all things considered. I mean, obviously we have some complaints about certain things, but this game is pretty damn well balanced. So excuse my language.
And also, something to add on to that little tip for the people that do listen to this. This was actually a shout out from Carta in our club here. He was
Yeah.
playing Chemist earlier, and he was playing with a Victor. So if you charge with a Victor, you do your stun, you one shot, and then the Chemist heals you as you're shooting that one shot. The hero dies. It's like an insta kill. And
Pretty good
as long as
tech.
the chemist, as long as chemist does that little ability, that like burst ability that she has, it's like an insta kill while healing you at the same time.
Have you ever encountered like Iris plus chemist plus a tank combo in the game so far?
Oh, so I don't know who I was with. I was with I think it was Blur and Aries, two of my friends.
Oh, it's me.
I
No, it's
think.
me, you
Oh
and
no, it
Aries,
was
dude. It's me
you.
and Aries.
Okay, no,
Yeah.
okay. Someone, yeah, it was Jabali, Iris, and Chemist, and we played team deathmatch. And yeah, we just kind of steamrolled some teams. There was no killing the Jabali. He
Yeah.
cannot die. It's just a sad day for the enemy team.
Yeah, I was the Jabali, dude. No, I don't play Jabali very much, and I was just running around killing everybody. It was awesome.
But the damage would probably be also, a little bit weak when it comes to that kind of combo, right?
Oh, definitely. It's mainly map dependent. I think we're gonna see an influx of double tank chemist here pretty soon on
Mm-hmm.
certain maps because that
Mm-hmm.
is a really strong kind of goats type of combo where they can just perma heal you, run you down. If you don't have enough damage to kill them, you literally just can't win. So once we see that meta come out, we'll see some really interesting anti-tank metas and just see what comes out. I'm super excited to see what the future of the meta looks like because there's so much potential.
Yeah, we're only 20 heroes right now.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think so? I've seen people talking about like we are adding heroes a bit too fast. What do you think about it? Do you think we are at a point where we have enough heroes, or do you feel like some more heroes would actually help make the game more interesting?
Yeah, so I think the hero release is really good until you hit a mark like around 30 to 30. If high 30s is when it starts getting a lot. So I think once you hit like 40 or even like 30, 38, 39 heroes, that's when I think it probably should slow down on the release. But until then, it's just adding more depth, more competitiveness, and just more play styles for the entire game to experience. So I don't really see it as a bad thing. Definitely not yet. I had a few complaints with Brawl Stars and Overwatch with some of the heroes they added because just they're really, 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 really dominant and oppressive. Like Brigida, I don't know. You could just get infinite armor. You could peel. You could do damage. You could do everything.
Yeah, it's
In
pretty
Brawl
cute.
Stars, yeah, Brawl Stars, there were some really oppressive brawlers. Like I think Mr. P was really, really bad when he was meta. That was just annoying. And Eve, the addition of Eve kind of killed the game for me. So as long as the heroes that are designed are kept in mind, that are fun to play against and fun to play, I have no complaints with just adding heroes. It's super fun and super good content.
T3GOD, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think that the way they're drawing characters or heroes or whatever right now, that's good. Definitely, I think people have had complaints about like Hualing because I think that you didn't like think about enough. But I think that's just the hero, and that's just part of the game. You're gonna have to learn. You have to play the hero first to see if they're gonna be overpowered. I mean, no one's gonna know ahead of time. It's just not gonna be. It's not gonna be possible until everyone gets the hang of it. Because at first, Hualing was not overpowered. The first 2 weeks, or like 1 or 2 weeks, no one thought she was good. Like no one really used her that much, and like thought she was that good. Then everyone got the hang of her, and then she started being really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's right. I remember the first time. So, on the first day of season 1, I was doing that, video thingy, to celebrate season 1, and then I got Hualing, and I was using it. I was like, she's just so difficult to use, and I just can't control because I don't understand her mechanics enough to control her well. And then after a couple weeks and just practice, she's just so good.
Yeah, I definitely think she's like a lead in that way because we rated her in our first tier list. We put Hualing, I think, around high B tier, low A, which was a pretty gross oversight on our part because we did not see how the potential of good players brought to her yet. Definitely, once people start putting in the hours, I mean, I've seen Mr. T3GOD here grinding his Hualing on stream quite often, so it definitely shines once you realize the trajectory and just how good she can really be.
Yeah, Ryder's talking about Diggy. Well, what do you think about Diggy? I mean, I think Diggy is definitely a weird addition to to all of the heroes that we have. What's your thoughts on Diggy?
I don't think she's in a very good spot for a couple reasons. I think she fits the role as a Letta or Shell as a flanker, but she just does the role not as well because of her just how close she needs to be. I think the damage she takes in shark form is probably a little too much because she can still get one shot by Osas and Hualing while she's swimming, and she doesn't provide too much value from any ranges besides literally right next to you. And she's also a shotgunner. So she's a shotgunner, but she also gets countered by Victor, which is also kind of an issue for her in close range maps, is just getting picked on by a Victor, just charging you over and over again. I don't know. T3GOD probably has played her a little bit more than me though, so he might have better thoughts on that.
So I think her second ult that you added in was awesome for her. I think that was a very good ult because it's very good for like Diggy's not really a dive counter, but it counters dive. So it helps for Diggy to stick around her team more and actually protect her teammates with her shotgun instead of go off and get picks, if that makes sense. Because what happens is whenever she throws down that second ult, that the Aletta and like the Shell or Victor, whatever's coming into, they get stuck and they just die. They can't even do anything about it. So I guess it promotes more team gameplay than going off by yourself, having that second ult.
What's your thoughts on team gameplay right now? I think a lot of players play on their own, and I mean it's perfect because the game, kind of like, I think in this regard, TV Arena is kind of more like Brawl Stars, where you can have a great team, but also you can just jump in and play anytime, rather than something like Overwatch, where if you play alone, it's just very difficult for you to just play competitively. What do you think?
Sure.
Yeah, what do you think about teamwork in general at T3 Arena? Do you think there's enough team compositions that help with, when you play with your friends?
Once again, I think it really just mainly basically depends on the map the most. Because on certain team deathmatch maps, you can just pick 3 DPS heroes and lane 3 lanes, and just cover the map from them pushing up. But in other maps, you can all go together, all group up, just kind of push all at once and steamroll them. Obviously, it depends on who you're going against. Do they have splash damage? Can they kill both of us at once? Where are they in accordance to us? So I mean, it all depends. I've found a pattern that I like is kind of separating each individual team members into separate roles. So 2 members will go together, and they'll kind of play together, play off of each other, and then one person will be a quote unquote roamer, and he'll just kind of roam the map, making sure no one goes through the flanks, goes through the sides. So either people are trickling out and running into the roamer, or they're trying to push the 2 people, so they can communicate that that's getting pushed, and they can come back accordingly. But I think most of this stuff in this game is very situational, which is what I think it has such a high skill cap and just so much to learn.
And something I've noticed for sure, whenever you do solo queue or duo queue, you have one person on your team that will. I always preach in like our scrims and practice and stuff that you always want to push together as a team. No matter if you're flanking, no matter if you're going forward, coming from the side, wherever, you want to push all 3 together at the same time. You don't want to have that one person just go in and die and just stagger every time. Every time you're just going to stagger the game. It's going to be a 2v3 fight the whole time. And that's something I've noticed if you're going in quick play games. I call them quick play, but just queuing up for team deathmatch or something like that as a 2-stack. You're going to have that one person just goes in there and die the whole time, unless they really know what they're doing. They're going to stick with you. So if you do notice both your teammates die, and you're the last one alive, and there's 3 people on the other team alive, just go back to your spawn and just group up with them.
Yeah, people will trickle in a lot, and it's really tough when people just keep trickling in. Like right after you die, they just, oh well, now's a good time to run in, I guess. I mean, it's not ideal, but I mean, like even pushing together as a team, like people think it's just stacking together and literally just rushing all in the same place, but it's literally just engaging targets together and playing off similar positions from each other. You don't have to literally be next to each other. You just need to be helping each other out and trying to support each other for kills and peeling and making sure your teammates don't die.
For sure. And I feel like that's where Rodeo and I had that little Overwatch kind of bond, I guess, together. We just know that if he's pushing from the front with the Letta and I'll flank above them, but from behind with Kazama, it's just, it's impossible to do both. To say you can't kill both of them at the same time. It's just not possible.
Do you think the size of the map matters a lot when it comes to team comp in tournaments?
Definitely. Yeah, hands down.
So I mean, on Bravewalk, we would just play range. Bravewalk Kingdom, the super long range team deathmatch map. I think the meta there is it can vary. Obviously, like we played double shields just because I thought they were going to play a couple certain heroes, but generally there's like a base meta on each maps. But if you see them playing different heroes, it doesn't even matter what your comp is as long as it's countering theirs. Because the map can matter, but it all comes down to who's playing who at the end of the day. But on Crossroads, for example, I don't know, you could definitely get away with long range comps playing each 3 lanes. But what I've seen really dominant is Christina's really good just on hitting the bounce shots. Victor's really good. Once you have control of the middle area, you can just wait behind walls and charge people. And even the healers are both good. Iris and Chemist both can work really well. So I think it really just depends. There's so much in this game that just depends on who's playing the hero, what level they are, who it is, matchups. There's so much. I could really make a podcast on this game, just going in depth on everything.
I really think, and kind of off-topic thing here, I know you asked a question about maps. The 3 most slept-on characters, if I had to guess, from everyone: Labula, Christina, Victor. 3 most slept-on characters. Christina's really good. If you know how to play her, and because you can shoot. walls and they can't even see where you are, you're not going to take any damage because they can't see you. If you know how to like do the trajectory off the walls and hit like the player that can't see where you are, she's really good.
Yeah, a lot of Christina's, Victor's, and the Bullets that I encounter. I actually seldom encounter these three heroes, but every time I encounter them, they're really good at using those heroes. Oh boy.
Yeah, for sure. Victor is one of those ones that like you'd think he's super easy because he has parallel gameplay from Bull from Brawl Stars, where you just kind of walk up to him, mash your auto aim button a few times, press your gadget, and jump out of there. But I mean, Victor actually has like a surprising amount of skill to him because if you waste your charge, you're just a sitting duck, and you
For sure.
don't have any range. But at the same time, you're a tank that can do a ton of damage. So closing that gap is really important at the same time. I think once we see a lot more players, understand how to play Victor, which I think we will be seeing with Chemist in the game now, I think that's going to be very, very threatening. At least it is to me as a DPS player, because seeing a 12,000 HP big Russian man charge at you at Mach speed, it's a little scary. It's just a tad bit scary.
Yeah, for sure. That second ult's deadly.
Yeah. Talking about second ults, we recently have released a few new ultimates, second ultimates. I'm not sure if you have a chance to try all of them yet. Do you have any favorite new second ultimates, apart from Diggy that we just mentioned about?
I'll go ahead and start this one first. My favorite ultimate, I'm not even good with Osas, or Osas, however you say his name, but my favorite ultimate, his second ultimate, I have not seen anyone use that strategically yet in a good way or anything like that. But I think in competitive games, like the highest level, when teams start like planning out stuff like that, it's going to be extremely good. Because those teleporters, if they don't get destroyed, they stay there the whole time, the whole game.
Yeah, it's so
And I think,
strong.
it's very good.
In Overwatch, there were similar strategies to Symmetra, where
Yeah.
you could get your teleporter to really cheeky spots and kind of catch them off guard. And but I think Osas, like putting a TP in your spawn and then putting it at an off angle that they would just never find, people just aren't going to expect that angle. I mean, obviously, people are going to start catching on over time. Like, why are people teleporting behind us? But I mean, until we see that, I think it has a lot of potential. And me and T3GOD were actually messing around with some of the mechanics of the teleport earlier today, just seeing how it worked. And it's going to be very fun seeing some competitive teams come up with something here. I think also the Mark second ult, even throwing the smoke, I think it's a little hard for the player to see what is actually covered, or what is actually hard for the enemy to see. But whenever I get hit by the Mark ult, just a giant like cube covers the entire map. I think it has a lot of potential. I think both the first ult and the second ult have their both situations to be really strong in. And what was the last ult? It was Diggy, Osas, Scotty. Yeah.
Wanna dance.
Skaties is, I think, is really good. Both of her ults are also really good. Being able to shoot your giant disc through a wall and hit people for 4,000 damage is obviously really strong. But I think the dance, or the whatever you call it, the
Wanna dance.
Yeah, wanna dance. Yeah, it has a lot of potential with just moving their losing control of their movement. But we'll have to see how teams play it, because obviously having a lot of damage that can literally go through walls is a very tough thing to give up. So we'll just see.
Yeah, exactly.
Something I'll say too, I really think all four ultimates are very balanced and they're very good. Like hands down, like all four of those will be used different people different ways, because they're all four of those ultimates are good.
I think Wanna Dance is in a situation where I personally feel like it's better for team comp rather than going solo for Scotty, because her first ultimate is just more versatile in any situation. But Wanna Dance, it's hit or miss, and sometimes I feel like if you have a teammate who can leverage that Wanna Dance, and if you if you are in a very tough situation and you just keep your opponents not moving in the right way, and then you have other teammates to get all of them all in once, then I think I feel like that's kind of like a more viable situation to use that second ultimate, rather than if you're in free for all. I tried it in free for all, and I feel like it's just not quite useful at all.
Yeah, I mean, I want to enjoy it, and I want to like use it as an ultimate, but every time I use it, I ask myself, could I have just thrown 4,000 damage at them and just shot them in the foot?
You know what? You know what I think would be good. Sorry to cut you off. No, when you're getting dove by a Victor, Aletta, and Shell or something like that, because you can just throw that straight in the ground and you just ping the heads after that, dude. Because like if you're getting dove, it'd be very good in the dive comp, because Scotty's got that web, and then she could throw that down at the same time. Like she's just straight up can just stop dive. That's her job, is just to stop a dive.
Yeah, if you hit one a dance on a Aletta or a Shell, that's super strong. Because then I don't know how the Aletta's double jump works inside of one a dance, but it says it loses control of your movement. So I imagine that's really effective versus flankers.
I don't think you can like use your skills when you're having one a dance going on. I could be wrong. I don't think so. Maybe you can jump. Yeah, maybe. I felt like all of your HUD turns like different to where you can't touch anything.
Oh, that's weird.
With Wanna Dance, I remember that if you're hit by Wanna Dance, you can do nothing. You just can't do anything.
Oh, it is. It's like, okay, it's like Shell ult in that way. Okay. Oh, that's super good to know. Okay, I had no idea. I thought it was just movement.
You can't even shoot, I don't think, honestly.
Do you not shoot? Okay, wait, that actually... Well, me and T3GOD are going to have to do some testing here soon. Quite clearly, because that actually might have a lot of potential as like a Sombra EMP kind of thing. That's potentially very good.
And you can actually use Wanna Dance and keep them from not moving in the right way, and then use the spider web so that
true.
So
Lazy's teaching us new things.
Lazy with the strats. Let's go.
You can try that.
Yeah, because it forces them in one predictable pattern of a location. You just web that. Actually, okay. I see you, Lazy. We have to try some things in the new scrims here.
It could be a good counter for tanks, and when there's multiple heroes, multiple tanks.
Yeah, because in theory, if Jabali can't use his shield, that's super valuable. I'll have to. Yeah, I'm giving that a second look. It kind of sounds like Labula second ult, like a little bit. If you lose control of everything, that's very interesting. Huh? Interesting. Okay. Did not expect to learn something from this.
All right. I have a couple more questions before we wrap this up. So we talked about your favorite heroes. How about your worst favorite heroes?
My least favorite. Ooh. Here, let me get my game pulled up and look at my bottom three.
Least favorite for our skill wise, or least favorite like to play, if you think?
To play.
All right.
Okay, let's see. I have Johnny Jet, Ruby, Labula, and Chemist and Iris all at the bottom. So these are like kind of literally all support and kind of off weird heroes. I don't know. I really enjoy the aiming heroes. That's just kind of a me thing. I mean, I don't know if that's just a me thing. I know a lot of people also enjoy the hit scan aim heroes, but I don't know. Like Ruby for me is oh my god, it actually pains me to play Ruby. I don't know what it is. I just feel useless. I just feel so useless. It is very hard. I don't know how my teammates do it. Like I've seen some really good Rubies, and Wasim was putting in work in the tournament, but it's just not for me. Not for me.
How about you, T3GOD?
Oh, this is going to be a not typical answer here, but Aletta, because I play with two thumbs.
Ooh.
I play with two thumbs. Like everyone I play is with two thumbs. That most people high level play claw or 4-finger claw. I play two thumbs, so lead is very hard with two thumbs because you can't. It's hard for you to jump, double jump, dash, and shoot all at the same time.
Yeah, definitely.
And then second, and this is another one. I don't like playing Hunter because I'm not
Hunter,
good.
yeah.
I do not like Hunter.
But Rodeo, I mentioned that you like Hunter a lot.
Yeah, Hunter's. I don't know. He's the one that I don't really like playing him too much because I feel like he's in kind of a really strong state. But he's definitely the hero I will pull out if like it's an emergency situation. Hunter, Gloria, and Aletta are like my red alert heroes. If I'm playing them, like I need to win. So, you know, if I do have to end up pulling them out, it's usually not for a great situation. But I will say he's pretty fun, flying everywhere with his speeds and his damage.
But
You know, I
T3GOD,
kind of like playing support, but you know, Hunter's kind of a hybrid.
T3GOD, why don't you like Hunter? Is there any specific reasons?
That's only, I think, just because that's just hard for me to time his shots. I don't know why. Just the burst is just, it just doesn't work with my brain, I guess. I don't know. I know it's like almost the same shot timing as probably like Judex, if I had to guess. Maybe in between Judex and Gotti. But it's just, I don't know. I just can't hit those shots like I can with other heroes.
It's definitely a little different than every other hero in the game. That's for sure.
Is there a third least favorite?
Third least favorite for me. That's hard. I mean, honestly, all of the other ones I really like. I love playing Johnny Jazz. I just don't play him because I don't think he's that good right now. Maybe my third least favorite is probably Ruby, but it's only because I haven't played her that much. But like honestly, I love playing all the heroes. So those are the only like two that I really don't like playing. But everyone else likes playing them. So.
Yeah. But all of the rubies, I remember all of the rubies from the tournament yesterday. They were all pretty good.
Yeah, they were good.
Yeah, they're all quite helpful and fundamental when it comes to changing the situation in the matches yesterday.
I think I don't enjoy Ruby because she's less of a playmaker hero and she's kind of more like a support your team, play the objective, which requires its own like different kind of skill sets on timing the shields, timing your ultimate properly, throwing your cards so you don't get damaged too much. Which I mean, that's just a personal preference thing. I know there are a lot of Ruby players who love enjoying her, so. But I can definitely see why Mr. T3GOD here also doesn't enjoy her because it is pain. He understands my pain.
Seek says he gets roasted for saying Hunter is Garbo.
Dude, he put him in C tier, man. I wanted to say something, but I chose not to because it was a tier list made by a pro player, and I can't disrespect Zeke after he totally clapped me in those 2v1s.
All right. So before we go, I have one final question. So season 2 is coming pretty soon in about a month's time. Given that, what do you expect from season 2, and what, for example, what features you would most likely want from season 2?
Range mode.
Our answer, yeah. I mean, we're two competitive players. We really want a ranked mode to showcase our skills, practice our skills for upcoming tournaments, and actually just getting good, consistently difficult games. Obviously, I know it's easier said than done setting up a whole ranked mode, but I really cannot wait for it, and I will be grinding and streaming the game so much when that actually does happen. It will be so much fun.
Apart from ranked mode, is there any other features that you would like to see in the upcoming season as well?
I would like to see a ban system, but that is just me. I feel like there are a lot of strong heroes, and I understand that a ban system also comes with longer matchmaking times, but especially in the draft mode, that could be a very, very interesting thing.
How about T3GOD?
I would say another tank.
Oh yeah,
like another just like complete, because tanks are just, I don't know. you have your DPS heroes where you kind of know what you're gonna get from those. Where tanks are just always so different, in my opinion. Like I don't know. I just think tanks are really fun to play. I don't play them enough because I feel like I'm more useful in DPS. But I think I love playing every single tank, other than Ruby. She's the only one I don't really like playing. But like Labula, Victor, Jabali are all super fun to play.
Yeah, I would really enjoy seeing a tank similar to how Zarya is designed in Overwatch, where you can give your bubbles, to a certain player, so you can save them with a well-timed bubble, and you get rewarded for it. That would be a super super fun thing to play. I'd have a blast with that, and I could actually save my teammates from them getting in terrible situations.
All right. I think it's about time. A lot of the viewers are. It's really late for a lot of our viewers out there, and I believe there are a couple other creators who's gonna stream in a short bit. So let's wrap it up right here, and let's do another live stream in the game as well in the future if we have the chance. Even if there could be some ping issue. If I connect
definitely. And next time, me, you, and Rodeo should all group up together and play some games in a live stream.
Yes.
Yeah, we can do a 3v3. We can do it like
yes, let's go.
Let's do it, man. Thanks for having us on, Lazy. I really appreciate it, man.
Great. Thanks.
Yeah, I appreciate it too, and I appreciate all the work that you do for the community too, as well, man. Like, just you're always interactive with everyone. We all really appreciate that.
Yeah, it's our pleasure. We just want to grow the community together. Right now, again, we are, even if we reached 1 million downloads on iOS, we actually also reached 1 million downloads on TapTap on Android.
Wow.
But, we are still pretty small compared to some other games out there. And I think there's still a lot to work on in terms of, making the game more viable to play in the long run, more competitive, and also easier to play for casual players as well. So, I mean, there's still a lot to work on for the game and for the community. So, yeah, I'm really looking forward to growing this game together with everyone here.
Oh, for sure. I'm excited to see the direction where this game takes, because right now it is some of the most fun I've had in a while. I cannot lie.
Great to hear that. So, to everyone listening to this, live stream or podcast, please give us some feedback on Discord, through Help Center, or to me personally, or to our team personally. And we do value your feedback a lot. A lot of the features in the game or balance changes, they happen because of your feedback. So please give us some feedback anytime, anywhere, and hopefully we're gonna be able to do better in the future.
For sure.
All right. I'll see everyone in the next one.
See you, Lazy.
See y'all.
See you, T3GOD. Rodeo. Bye.